Hi guys, welcome to lesson 3.4. I can use the digit by digit method to divide. In our first example, we have 952 divided by 7. So the digit by digit method is essentially a shortcut. So it has an order that you need to memorize and follow. One way to memorize it is to remember this: Dad, Mom, Sister, Brother, and Rover the dog. Each one of those stands for an operation. So the D for Dad means to divide. The M in Mom is multiply. The S in Sister is subtract. The B in Brother means to bring down. And the R in Rover means repeat or remainder, depending on your number you're dividing. So let me show you what this looks like. So I always start with divide, and I'm going digit by digit. So I'm going to start with the 9. And I'm going to think to myself, how many times does the digit 7 go into the digit 9? Well, I know 7 goes into 9 once. So I put a 1 right over the 9. It is very important with this method that you line up your numbers. You have to be neat for this to work. So 7 goes into 9 once. So I divided. Check. Step 2, Mom. That means multiply. So I literally take the 1 times 7. 1 times 7 is 7. I've multiplied. Check. Up next is sister. Sister means subtract. So I do 9 minus 7, which of course is 2. Again, I'm being very careful to line up my digits. So I've subtracted, so check. My next step is to bring down. So I look to the right and my next digit is 5. So I draw an arrow and I bring that 5 down. Okay, so I brought it down. Check. The next step is repeat or remainder. Well, if my number right here is bigger than my divisor, I repeat. Check. So I'm going to grab another color so I can show you step 2. So I'm repeating. So I'm going back to the top to divide. I always start with the divisor. So I'm thinking, how many 7s go into 25? If I know my math facts, I know 3 times 7 is 21. So I'm going to put my 3 above the next digit. So right above that 5. So I divided. My next step is multiply. Remember, it's just the digit. So I'm going to take that 3 times 7, which of course is 21. So now I've multiplied. My next step is subtract. I'm doing 25 minus 21. I know that that will give me 4. Check. Next is B for bring down. I still have a digit here, so I'm going to draw my arrow. Yes, you have to draw your arrow and bring down that 2. So I brought it down, so I'm going to check. Then I'm going to repeat or remainder. I'm going to look at my new number. I have 42. 42 is bigger than 7. So I'm going to repeat. I'm going to get another color to show you guys my next step. We'll try green. So I go to the top, Dad, divide. So I'm going to think how many 7s go into 42. Well, that's a math fact that I should know. 6 times 7 happens to be 42. So next up is Mom for multiply. So I'm going to take 6 times 7, which is 42. So I've multiplied. I'm going to check that off. Oh, I did. Okay. Next step is subtract. S for sister. 42 minus 42 is 0. So I subtracted. Next is bring down. I do not have any more digits to bring down. So I'm going to check that off. The last one is repeat or remainder. Well, I've got 0. So 0 is definitely smaller than 7. So I don't need to repeat, and my remainder would be 0. So I'm done. I'm going to circle my answer, and I know 7 goes into 952 136 times. Today, you learned digit by digit division. Your parents know this as long division.